Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. We are reading Valmiki Ramayana. Sita is in the captivity of Ravana, who had earlier abducted her. She continues to be under threat. He had been patient with her for all this while, but now his patience and willpower was wearing off. Impolitely, he replied, "No woman can ignore a man's true affection and humble words for too long," and begins to like him. On the contrary, you spurn me all the more as I try to placate you with sweet words. My fondness for you restrains me like a charioteer trying to pull his horses onto the right track. Mark the image. Human lust is like that, says Ravana. Once a person falls in love, he is drawn by deep affection and kindness towards the object of his affection. That is why, O lovely woman, who deserves to be contemptuously rejected and who is indulging in false vairagya, I am not putting you to death. Maithili, you deserve to be killed for the harsh words you have spoken while responding to my love for you. However, I grant you 2 months' time to change your mind. How generous. He is talking to an abducted woman who is helpless in his captivity, and he is granting her time. Therefore, you will surrender yourself to my desire. Very clear-cut words. Come and sleep with me. In case of your refusal to do so, my cooks will cut you to pieces and make a meal out of you. That's like a real Rakshasa. Sita, however, writes Valmiki, stood her ground and said, "O despicable Rakshasa, is there none in the city who can dissuade you from your evil designs? You cannot escape punishment for casting an evil eye on the wife of Sri Ram. Do not compare yourself with Sri Ramchandra. He is the king of elephants, while you are merely a hare." Mark the image. You claim to be a brave warrior, Kubera's brother, the commander of large armies. Why then did you abduct me stealthily? Remember, Ravana had failed in the Swayamvar for winning Sita's hand. Ravana looked at Sita contemptuously and cruelly. He stood large, dark like a cloud with long arms and large neck. Red with anger, he seemed to be personification of Vasanta season himself. He walked like a lion, wore heavy bracelets of gold and a red robe and garlands of red flowers. I have included in this video towards the end a makeup of Ravana as in Ramlila in Delhi. Have a look. He was wearing 2 orange-red gold rings on his ears. The king looked like an embodiment of the Kalpavriksha and of Vasanta. Looking ferocious like a hissing snake, he addressed Vaidehi thus, "O woman, who is trailing a pauper and an unjust man, I shall destroy you like the sun destroys the twilight in the early hours of morning." Ordering the fierce-looking Rakshasis who were guarding Sita, Ravana said, "Jointly and severally, you will persuade her to agree to my will. Try whatever measures it takes, Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. Frighten her into submission." As Ravana was ranting, looking at Sita, Mandodari, his principal queen, and Dhanya Malini, a young woman, came and took him into their arms. They invited him to come to the palace and make love to them. They observed that Sita was unfortunate, that she was not destined to enjoy his embraces. I have included in this video a painting from the British Library of Sita in captivity, and another one where Ravana is trying to impress her with his Shano Shaukat, his glory, his opulence. After Ravana left with his wives, writes Valmiki, Sita was surrounded by several frightening Rakshasi guards. Each one tried to do better than the others to break down her resistance. They said, "Why do you not consider it a matter of pride to be the wife of Ravana, who is a crown of the Pulse dynasty? He has defeated hundreds of devatas and even Indra. He comes to you repeatedly, despite there being so many queens and beautiful women in his harem. You do not realize your fortune is smiling upon you. He came to you leaving his magnificent palace. We say all this in your interest. If you do not listen, you will lose your life. We shall kill you." The Rakshasis observed Sita's continuous denial and said, "You will lose your life unless you forget Ramchandra. Why don't you consent to live in our king's luxurious palace, which has priceless beds and all possible comforts available for any being?" Rama, wow, who is he? He has lost his kingdom and has been unsuccessful in all his efforts to find you till now. Sita heard their harsh words and rebukes and responded, "Your vicious suggestions are not acceptable to me. Even if my husband is a pauper, even if he is without a kingdom, he is my master, and I shall always love him and be devoted to him. I am attached to my husband like Arundhati to Vasishtha, Rohini to Chandrama, Savitri to Satyavan, and Damayanti to the king Nala." Licking their lips in delight, the angry Rakshasis started hitting a trembling Sita mercilessly. Torturing her thus, they declared her to be unfit for their king. A weeping Vaidehi moved away and sat under the Ashoka tree where Hanuman was hiding. She could do nothing but weep helplessly. With all the ferocious Rakshasis surrounding her, she trembled with fear and shrank as if to disappear into herself. She thought, "I am away from my husband and surrounded by these cruel and merciless Rakshasis. I feel like a stream whose embankments are being cut by forceful waves striking against them." Mark the image. What an image. A stream whose embankments are being cut by forceful waves striking against them. They indeed are fortunate who can see my lotus-eyed husband. What do I do? What did I do in my previous life that I am being punished in this manner? A tearful Sita sat mourning her fate. With her head bent down, she appeared to be mumbling as if in a trance. Drowned in a pool of grief, she lay on the ground, turning on her sides every now and then and talking as if in a delirium. She said, "Delivering Sri Ram and Lakshmana and the evil Ravana abducted me through deception. Harassed by the Rakshasis under whose control I live, I cannot live any longer. Living away from Sri Ram, I need neither ornaments nor wealth. I hate the mere mention of Ravana. Liking him and becoming a part of his harem is just not possible. The Rakshasa pays no heed to my rejection and cares nothing for the reputation of his dynasty. Rakshasis cut me to pieces, roast me, or just burn my body. I shall never go near your king. Has my fortune so declined that the truthful Sri Ram has forgotten me? If he could kill thousands of Rakshasis in Dandakaranya, why does he not come to my rescue? It is the nature of humans to care for those around them and forget the ones who are not in front of their eyes. But Sri Ram can never be so indifferent. It is the ungrateful who forget their beloveds in their absence. Sri Ram is not such a person. She has full faith. Sita has full faith in Sri Ram. Have the two brothers surviving on fruit and roots taken a vow of ahimsa? Have they laid down their arms? Or has the deceitful Ravana murdered them? Under these circumstances and doubts looming large over all my thoughts, I wish to end my life. Those who have controlled their thoughts and who have shed all attachments towards the mortal world are fortunate indeed. I bow to the Mahatmas who do not grieve on separation from their beloveds and are not hurt by coming into contact with the undesirables. I have been separated from my beloved Sri Ram and flutter in this cage built by Ravana. It is time that I courted death. We continue in the next video.